At first, the alien generals were amused. Hovering above Earth in colossal warships that defied physics, they observed humanity's last-ditch efforts with smug detachment. Our jets danced like insects. Our missiles barely scratched their shields. To them it was a game, a primitive planet clinging to outdated tactics, hopelessly outmatched by the technological might of the Zarnok Dominion. They even broadcasted their laughter across our hacked satellites, mocking our resistance as a ceremonial farewell. But then, something ancient stirred. Not in our science labs or war rooms, but beneath the Earth itself, in a place long forgotten by time. A temple sealed for thousands of years cracked open, and from the shadows emerged a lone warrior, cloaked in armor etched with symbols no historian could translate. He carried no gun, no shield, just a blade glowing with power. And a silence that chilled even the alien generals. Suddenly, Earth's tactics didn't seem so funny anymore. For decades, humanity had prepared for the unknown. Governments united under a single Earth Defense Council, building satellites, orbital cannons, and fusion-powered warships. The media had hyped it, scientists had warned of it, and tech billionaires had funded it. But when first contact finally happened, nothing could have prepared Earth for what came. The Zarnok Dominion arrived not with a whisper but a roar. 50 massive warships broke through the edge of the solar system, their engines distorting gravity, tearing minor moons to rubble. In their wake, each vessel was the size of Manhattan and bristled with weapons that made nuclear arms look primitive. From orbit, they destroyed Earth's primary defense stations within hours. The skies turned a strange crimson as energy beams ripped through the atmosphere. On the bridge of the Zarnok flagship Vorthael, General Zytrax observed the human resistance with a mixture of amusement and contempt. His pale blue skin shimmered beneath his tactical armor. They still use combustion-based propulsion, he scoffed in his native tongue. Their tactics resemble those of pre-unification Garathi tribes. Around him, other generals cackled, their laughter echoing through the command chamber. Holograms displayed human forces scrambling, jets, tanks, ground troops. Coordinated, yes, but hopelessly outmatched. Earth fought with courage. Pilots engaged the alien craft in high-altitude dogfights. Cyber warfare specialists attempted to breach Zarnok communications. Even underground resistance cells coordinated guerrilla attacks. But nothing worked. After 6 days, major cities across the globe had either surrendered or been annihilated. Humanity's final defense line stood around the Himalayas, where the last Earth Defense Coalition, EDC command base, had taken refuge. There, in a war bunker beneath the ice, EDC commanders argued over dwindling resources. General Lisa Moreau, head of Earth's remaining forces, stared at the digital map displaying dozens of red enemy markers converging on their location. "We can't win this. Not conventionally," she admitted, "unless we have a miracle." That miracle came in the form of a whisper. From one of the base's AI research terminals came a signal, a low-frequency pulse in an ancient pattern. No codebreaker could decipher it, until a historian, Dr. Rajiv Nanda, recognized the rhythm. "It's Sanskrit," he said, eyes wide, "but not modern. This is Vedic, pre-Iron Age. It's calling for release." Under intense scrutiny, they tracked the signal to an uncharted region in the mountains, a place no satellite ever recorded, shielded by an electromagnetic anomaly. With nothing to lose, the remaining forces dispatched a team of scientists and soldiers. What they found was beyond explanation, an enormous stone gate embedded in the ice, glyphs pulsed with faint gold light, untouched by time. As the team approached, the glyphs brightened. One of the soldiers placed a hand on the central panel, and the gate opened. Heat rushed out. Inside was a massive chamber, filled with statues, ancient machines, and at its center a sarcophagus. It opened on its own. The figure inside stood slowly, over 7 feet tall, humanoid, but with musculature that seemed almost carved from stone. His armor shimmered with gold, inscribed with symbols from over a dozen ancient Earth cultures. His eyes opened, glowing with an amber light. He said nothing, but as he stepped forward, the technology around him hummed to life. Floating weaponry, energy shields, levitating stone constructs. They obeyed him. Back at the bunker, General Moreau watched the live feed. "Who is he?" she asked. Dr. Nanda responded, "There are myths from every culture. Of a guardian, a warrior sent to sleep until Earth was in peril. The Sumerians called him the Sky Watcher. In the Vedas, he is Vishranta, the resting one." The warrior reached the surface and looked toward the sky, where the Zarnok warships loomed. Then he leapt. One bound took him 100 meters, then 1,000. Soon he moved faster than the eye could track, vaulting across mountains, hurtling toward the enemy. The Zarnok generals noticed. "One unit detected," said a tactical AI. "Power. Levels unknown." "Eliminate it," Zytrax ordered. Drones descended, spraying plasma fire. The warrior spun, and with a wave of his hand, a shield of light deflected every shot. He raised his arm. A blade of energy extended unlike anything Earth or Zarnok had seen. He carved through their machines like paper. General Zytrax frowned. "Deploy the decimators." Massive bipedal mechs landed, shaking the Earth. 10 stories, tall, armed with planet-cracking cannons. The warrior didn't pause. He leapt onto the first, ripped its core out with his bare hands and used it to disable the others. Within hours, the tide turned. Human forces, re-energized by hope, followed in his wake. They coordinated attacks as he dismantled key outposts, disabled shields and opened vulnerabilities. The warrior never spoke. He simply fought. When the Zarnok deployed chemical agents, he purified the air with blasts of radiant energy. When they tried mind control frequencies, he sent back a wave that fried their systems. The alien general's laughter had long since faded. In desperation, General Zytrax descended in person, activating his personal dreadnought armor, a fusion of biology and weaponry that had killed titans across galaxies. He landed in the ruins of what had once been Shanghai, now a battlefield of fire and steel. The warrior awaited him. They fought. Energy collided. Shockwaves toppled skyscrapers. Soldiers on both sides ceased fighting, watching the duel in awe and terror. The Zarnok general had centuries of combat experience, weapons crafted from neutronium, and predictive combat algorithms. But the warrior had something older. He moved with purpose. Every strike echoed not just with strength, but memory, as though channeling the rage of every fallen civilization. With one final blow, he pierced Zytrax's core. The general fell, his last words a whisper. "What are you?" For the first time, the warrior spoke. "I am Earth's last word." With their commander dead and fleet crippled, the Zarnok retreated, vanishing beyond the solar system. Their invasion had lasted only 10 days. But for humanity, it felt like a century. When peace returned, Earth rebuilt, but the warrior did not stay. He returned to the temple, now active with energy and guarded by a newly formed Earth alliance. Before he stepped inside, General Moreau approached. "Will we see you again?" she asked. The warrior paused. "If you remember, the old ways you won't need me, but if darkness returns, so will I." And with that, he vanished into the light. Historians would debate his origins. Was he an ancient human enhanced by forgotten technology? An alien guardian left behind millennia ago? A being from a higher dimension? None could say for sure. But the world changed. Humanity now knew that not all hope came from science or strategy. Sometimes it came from legends. And the next time Earth stood on the brink, it would remember that the last laugh wouldn't belong to its enemies, but to its warrior. The awakened as Moreau approached the sarcophagus. It opened with a soft hiss. Light unfolded like petals from a blooming flower, revealing a figure within, female, cloaked in radiant crystal armor, her eyes closed in deep slumber. In contrast to the ancient warrior, her presence felt like the moon to his sun, cool, steady, powerful. Dr. Nanda, watching from the ship's observation deck, gasped. "This isn't a guardian, this is a seer." The seer awoke slowly, and when she opened her eyes, they reflected the stars. Unlike the warrior, she spoke first. "The balance has shifted. The cycle begins anew." Moreau stepped forward. Are you like him, the warrior, Vishranta? He is the sword, the seer said softly. I am the memory. With a gesture, the seer summoned visions, galaxies devoured, civilizations extinguished, and at the heart of it all, a dark mass, pulsing like a black sun. The Zarnok were only scouts, testing Earth's defenses. The real enemy had always been hidden. The devourers are coming, the seer warned, and this time, no single warrior will suffice. Earth must awaken what it has forgotten. From the depths of the earth, new sites activated. Ancient temples, long-buried machines, and encoded. Memories in humanity's DNA sparked to life. People around the globe began dreaming strange dreams of battles they'd never fought, skills they'd never learned, and names they couldn't remember. Recruits came not from armies, but from visions. Farmers, students, artists, all bearing the mark of remembrance. The earth was awakening its protectors, chosen across generations. And as the stars grew darker, the seer raised her hands to the heavens. A massive lens of light appeared above the island, piercing through space. It was a beacon and a challenge to whatever was listening, to whatever was coming. The age of silent watchers had ended. The Age